was a disappointing weekend for us. I didn't think that we really came ready for the kind of fight that it was going to be. I mean, we got to start recognizing that every team's going to have us marked on their schedule, and so we got off a slow start against Christian, didn't play very well. Early had some defensive breakdowns, let them get going offensively a little bit, got down, and then really played our best basketball of the weekend for kind of the middle 25 minutes, and then built a 19-point lead, and then sort of, I think, relaxed a little bit, and then lost our edge, and then, the rest of the game was a little ugly. And then Sunday was just, a bad day in a lot of ways. We didn't shoot it well. I didn't think our toughness or effort was good enough, and then we had a few defensive breakdowns early, which were a little uncharacteristic again for the second day in a row, and it allowed Randall to get going, and then he got unconscious, and we couldn't finish inside and couldn't make an open three, and things got away from us. But I think we have some guys are a little confused offensively, so we have some stuff to clean up against kind of the physical, more athletic defensive teams. And then we just have to bring a better approach. But we love this group. We love their approach. We love their talent. And, we're going to be a really good team. We just got to put all those pieces together. And we're still finding our way offensively in terms of role definition and exactly, what to be doing when. And you could see that this weekend. The previous weekend we sort of just overpowered the teams. And so, to be against better competition, we've learned a lot about where we are and what we need to do moving forward.
And the conference week continues. You're at home this weekend, which starts a 4-game slate of home games. What do you know about Black Hills State and Chadron?
Well, Black Hills, to start with, Friday night is, as well-coached team as there is in the RMAC, and then Joel Scott's, I never compare him to our players, but I think he's the best player that's not a Maverick in the conference, and so, he scored 50, kind of carried him to a win last Friday, and he's an elite talent at our level, and he makes everybody else around him better, and so then they got a lot of really good role players that know how to play and how to play with him, and so they're certainly one of the top teams in the conference. So it's a huge game for us after splitting on the road to come and defend our home. And then, Chadron we saw twice last year. They have two of the guards that hurt us last year back, and then they just play incredibly hard. And then they have a transfer who's leading them in scoring and scored 31 or 32 or something against Western on Saturday. And so, three kind of elite guards that can make plays and then just play incredibly hard defensively. And so they'll be a handful as well.
You guys have 4 home games in a row. Like Aaron just said, what is the mindset for you guys coming home after splitting, but also to close out the calendar year?
I'll start with that. I just think the biggest thing for our group is we got to come out fighting like crazy. I mean, it was a disappointing, kind of embarrassing effort on Sunday, and we need to respond and we need to finish these 4 games out with just complete vengeance. So it'll be a big challenge. We have a lot of pride in who we are as a program, and we need to come out ready.
Yeah, and I think it starts with practice. So we just got to come out the next few days, just really working hard in practice, preparing for the few games that we have ahead, and yeah.
So you guys come here from CU, basically know half the guys you're playing with, but this is the time of year where transfers, the light bulb comes on, and you kind of see that happen with you guys. You start to understand concepts and things. Are you feeling more and more comfortable each day out?
Yeah, I definitely am. Earlier in the season, it was a little bit of a struggle, but definitely having that experience from CU coming in here definitely helped me a lot. Being a first-year guy, I feel like I'm pretty far ahead of the freshmen just in terms of getting the concepts and just doing things right. So that definitely helped. But yeah, just every practice, every game, just getting better. That's all I'm really focused on.
Yeah, kind of just the same thing. At this point of the year, early on it was a little rough, just finding our way in the system, and now it's kind of coming together, I think, a little bit better, and I think that's just helping our confidence and the way we play. So
coming from a D1 program and the things that you do learn at the D1 level and the guys you go against, it looks like you have been able to pick things up a little quicker, and you understand what coaches are throwing at you? It's like, because I've got to pick it up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at CU, I mean, we were just walk-ons, but everything was still super detailed, and just like something I wasn't really ready for coming out of high school. So it was definitely a struggle. I learned a ton. Yeah, it just definitely helped me when I came here. So.
Yeah, I think my experience at CU helped me a lot develop, but there's still a lot of room to grow, and definitely learned that coming here is that there's always room to improve in every aspect. So, yeah, that's kind of just like the mindset I've been trying to have. So.
Obviously, coach, you never want to lose, but losing the first couple of weeks, is that almost you guys? Do you help the guys learn more from the loss? I mean, sometimes I feel like it's easier to teach the lessons, and then for you guys, how do you stay motivated? I mean, there's so much of the season left, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah, I think that, the biggest thing is that you got to have high character guys, and anytime you're challenged, high character people are going to respond, and we're going to find answers to problems. And, yes, will we learn more from this loss than we did from beating in high school by 40 points? We're going to learn more. There are going to be things that we kind of gloss over, all of us, because we physically were able to gain an advantage in those wins. And so, yeah, there's certainly a lot to learn, but there's always a lot to learn. And I think our group's been pretty mature, and whether we win or lose, I think they're willing to make the adjustments they need to. But, this is a response mainly in that I didn't think we had enough fight in us ready for the fight, and so I think that's the biggest adjustment we need to make. And I think I really believe this group will make that adjustment and be ready.
For players, how do you guys kind of flip that switch to get motivated for games early in the season? I guess.
I think a big part of it is just realizing that we have to be tougher, and we have to have a tougher mindset coming into these games, and realize that nothing's going to be given to us just because we had a very successful season last year. So I think that's kind of the mindset we have to have, just being tougher, and being tougher on defense and being tougher on offense. It's the way we do things. So.
Yeah, and I think just because last game of the season didn't go so well, so I think that's kind of just in the back of everyone's heads, and just keeping that in mind, not overlooking anybody, which is really important. So, I mean, that's just how we're going to take it from here on out.
So you guys got your first home games a couple weeks ago. Now you're actually going to have home games with students, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's the week after finals is your first real home game after Thanksgiving. What are you kind of anticipating that, and maybe give you that a little more of that fight?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely good to hear your crowd, cheering for you, and when you make a basket, everyone's going crazy. But it's really just another game. We still have the same mindset going into it, just trying to get a win. So, yeah.
You brought up a good point. Actually, have you guys only played in crowds at away games so far, really? I mean, essentially, so far as that, I mean, obviously in college athletics.
Well, the best crowd we've had was at home over Thanksgiving, but we haven't had the students here, and I don't know if the band and stuff will be here on this weekend or not. I don't know, but it's always adds another element when they're there. They do such a great job, and so hopefully the students come out and support us, and the community, and we can have a great home atmosphere for these next 4 games.
Question of the week. What movie quotes do you frequently use?
Oh, wow. That's going to be hard for me. I don't know. I'll say this. I don't know if I'm going to come up with a good one, but my wife and I went to high school together, so we've got a long history together. So we quote movies and stuff from the 80s, and our kids just are looking at us like we're insane. So I get that look a lot from my teenagers, but I don't know if I got a good quote off the top of my head. You got anything?
I don't think I do.
Come on, Dumb or Dumber. Dumb and Dumber.
I mean, there's a few good ones from Tommy Boy. Can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I just know they're there.